I asked them the other day, did you guys talk about being in the NBA when you were kids? And they were like, no, they really didn't talk about it until they got to Iowa, like sophomore year. And so to know that they were able to build up to that point, to me just shows like just how much they push each other, how much they love each other, how much they believed in each other to get to this point. So as a dad, it's crazy because I never saw it. I was struggling to get him a D1 offer as their AAU coach. And so as a parent, it's just, like I said, the most important thing is to see them, living their dream right now. And that's the best feeling you can have as a parent. All of you guys, you know how that is, when you see your kids are thriving. So
sort of proof that you just never give up on the dream.
No, and you never doubt anybody either. Just because someone's lightly recruited or not ranked doesn't mean that they can't make it to this level. I think both the boys have proven that when you put the time in, the work in, and obviously they've had to be given opportunities, whether it was DME or Iowa with Coach McCaffrey. Like, you still have to have the opportunity to be able to showcase your talent, and they were able to do that, and they were ready for the opportunity. They were ready for the opportunity, like Keegan was last year, Kris was this year, and so I think they did a great job in preparing themselves for the moment.
You come from, basketball mecca practically in Michigan.
Yeah.
You come to this place. Iowa doesn't pump out first-round draft picks. Do you feel like these sons of yours are beacons for kids here?
I think so. I think there's been kids that have signed and are here on campus because of Kris and Keegan. I think that they've opened up the door for people to look at Iowa as a place because of the way they play. I think, and if you look at it from a standpoint of guys that were lightly ranked or lightly recruited, to be able to come to a place and showcase, I think absolutely. The style obviously has helped, elevate them and showcase their talent. So, why wouldn't you want to come to a place where you're able to display your talent and then get to the level that you want to play at, which is the NBA?
You look back a year ago, and he had an opportunity to go to the draft, maybe even a late first rounder, maybe second rounder.
Yeah.
But he came back to Iowa. Do you think that was the right decision, especially in retrospect?
Absolutely, and his agent knew that he was going to come. Like, when he decided, he knew when Kris got into the process, he knew he wanted to come back because Kris said, I want to bet on myself. And a lot of kids, like Mark Bartelstein says, when they say they want to bet on themselves, they go to the draft. They leave school and go. Coming back here and knowing that you have to perform at a certain level and then you're able to do it, he goes, that alone was probably what elevated Kris to, like, he's a definite first rounder. Depending on where he went was based on need, want, whatever, but he came back and he bet on himself, and that obviously it worked out tonight. So, yeah.
Just about every player drafted before Kris was 18 or 19. I think there was even a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Was that something that you have to battle, or is it a good thing?
I think when you look at fit for his skills, he's a kid that can come in and play right away, right? Whether he comes off the bench or becomes a starter like he did last year, I think that experience, it's one thing you battle when it comes to, like, I guess all the people that do the draft, mock drafts and stuff like that, they talk about, high floor, high ceiling, all that kind of stuff. That's what you look at. But then as a dad, it's like, what's the best situation for him? And he knew even that, hey, if I go to any teams that are like 15 or lower, I know I'm going to a team that's pretty good, a team that's looking to win right away, and then they're looking at me to come in and help with that. It's not a project where we've got to develop 5 or 6 guys. So I think, though some may look at it, I'm like, he's 22, he'll be 23 when he plays. He hits his peak in 25, 26. Now you play, 10, 12 years in the NBA. It's like you're 35, 36 when you retire. And it's like, it's so crazy how they look at age. But I just think that his age is something that some teams looked at as a value later in the draft as opposed to early, because they're still trying to build young groups and young cores. So, I don't know. We've got a great agent, that's for sure.
Being an NBA parent, this is your second time around.
Yeah.
Obviously, you had the rookie season.
Yeah.
Anything that you learned that you want to try to impart on Kris this time around?
No, you can talk to Keegan about that.
Okay.
No, I'm good. I handle all the other stuff. My job as their parent is to make sure that they can focus on their job, and that's playing basketball and becoming the best player they can be. That's what I'm here for. And I told him, 3 or 4 years, and I'm handing everything over to them. But that's my job right now as a parent. So
When you started getting close to Sacramento,
yeah,
did you start thinking?
I
it
did.
cross your mind?
I did a little bit. I was like, if Portland doesn't like him, I wouldn't mind him. I mean, I think Portland was the spot for him, like his agent said. But obviously, if he ended up in Sac, I don't think they would. I think they would have been riding in the streets if he was available at 24 and they didn't take him. But I think, like he said, it's a great fit. He's already got a great relationship with Damian Lillard. He's got a great relationship with Damian Lillard's trainer. I played against Chauncey Billups, so there's that connection too. And we beat him, but we'll have to talk about that. But no, I think he felt that too. Though it would have been great to play together, we all believe that them apart is where they're going to see their biggest growth, and so they can be their own themselves and they can grow in their game. And yeah, I mean, if they end up together sometime, that'd be great. But like right now, I think it's a good fit for both of them.
So Rick Brown tweeted this. So he said, Kris Street never got to play in the NBA, but his namesake now does. So kind of, what is that?
I mean, that's why
emotion is that
I
for?
had Patty and Betsy and Sarah here tonight. Mike was fishing in Canada, so he's a little mad at me that we didn't, that he wasn't here. But that's what I told him. I said, "Your Kris didn't get drafted, but but our Kris is able to get drafted tonight." And for me, I want them to soak in this as well. Because he's named Kris for a reason, and for me, I want them to be able to experience what they weren't able to with my best friend, their son, because he would have been an NBA player too.
So it's 600 miles between Portland and Sacramento.
Yeah.
You're gonna start looking at property in the middle.
No, I'm here, man. I mean, this will be our place. Our family, our nonprofit is here. Both their girlfriends are from Cedar Rapids, so Demetrius is here coaching at Iowa City West. We still have a ton of family here, so it's important for us to keep our roots here. And but yeah, we might have a condo in Portland, a condo in Sac, but or at least they have houses big enough that they can accommodate us when we get there. But no, home is here, and I still got some work to do here with Cedar Rapids Prairie, and we'll figure it out after that. So
I asked Kris up there after senior year, he's never going to basketball,
Yeah, yeah.
potentially never going to basketball again, and then now you look now, drafted 23rd overall, just from a parent perspective, how crazy, you know his mindset the whole time, kind of what he's been going through, just from your perspective, how would you kind of say
yeah, we talked about it, and they felt like they were going to go to Kirkwood and try and play there and see what happens after that. But there's only been one thing I told them that they had to do, and that was go to Florida and go to DME. Like, that was the only thing, and I think obviously it worked out well for them. But yeah, that was probably my toughest battle, Michelle's and I, was to get them to go to Florida. And obviously now, Mom and Dad were right for once in their 22 years. So
You have more career points at Iowa than they did now.
oh shit!
You ended up.
I'm still the third best player. So let's not even get that twisted. So yeah. We were golfing today, and I said, hey, I have resigned to the fact that I'm the third best Hawkeye in the family. But they I think my journey was one where I wasn't able to get to that level, and so honestly, like, it was always to make them better than me as players. And and I didn't know where that would lead. It's led here, obviously. So that's all I ever wanted as a dad. It was just to help them become the best players they could be, and hopefully be better than me. And obviously, they both done it. So.
Well, when Portland plays Sacramento, what's going to be in your stomach?
Man, I'm going to try and get those jerseys and hats that are like split down the middle. We'll see how that goes. It'll just be the cheer for both of them. I might, change shirts or jerseys at halftime or something like that. But just to have them both there, I think is, like you guys said, is super unique to have two kids at this level. And so we're just going to enjoy it, bask in it, and we'll figure it out when we get there.
What did you do this whole season? I mean, you just stay up late and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't miss Keegan's games. Sometimes took a nap to make sure that we could stay up for him. But you know, we split time. If I couldn't be at Kris's game, then Michelle was there, vice versa. I think there was only a couple times where I wasn't able to do it because I had to coach at Prairie. But no, we make it work, you know. And like I said, it's one of those things as parents, we know we have to divert time to each one of our kids differently, and we just hope that they understand, like, it's 110% support for all of them. It's just sometimes we got to divert it a little bit, and we might be in Portland a little more this year because Keegan has had his run in sack, but, you know, we'll figure it out. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.